Hey everybody, welcome on back to the kitchen. Now today I have an all-star, all-season favorite, and that is banana bread. I already have all of my ingredients laid out right on the countertop, so without further ado, let's get started. So I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. Now it's time to grease my loaf tin. It depends on what you have. It's no big deal if you have a metal tin or if you have a glass tin. I prefer to use a glass tin because I notice that the loaf comes out a lot better right after it's been baked. Your first two ingredients to go into the bowl are 1 cup of sugar and a 1/3 cup of softened butter. Now, before I even get started on everything, I like to take my butter out about 20 to 30 minutes ahead of time so then it's the perfect consistency when it comes to softness. So once you have those two in the bowl, you take it right over to your mixer. I prefer the electric mixer, and get to work on beating it together on a medium speed. All right, so once the consistency looks like it's about wet sand, that's your cue to add in the eggs. And then, oops, get any shell that you have out of there and head on back over to the mixer. So now that it's a softened mixture and a really pretty, almost butter yellow color, that's the time where you want to finish adding the rest of your wet ingredients. Your final wet ingredients are a 1/3 cup of water and then 3 to 4 bananas. Now the bananas, how many you use really depends on the size of a banana. If you have mini bananas, you'll want about 4. But since these are standard size and they're the perfect ripeness, which is about 5 to 6 days older than a standard ripeness, this is what I'm using. So you put it in another bowl, something small, and then get to smashing. And you want your bananas to look almost a little bit more brown than you think they should be, not where it's time to throw them away or anything, but something like this kind of peel consistency and coloring. It's easier sometimes when you break it up too. So once your bananas are smashed and you notice there's no large lumps that are left over in the bowl, that's the time to transfer it into your mixing bowl. Now that I've mixed all of my wet ingredients for about 30 seconds, it's time to move on to your dry ingredients, which are 1 2/3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and finally a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. What I prefer to do is take my flour, come on back to the mixer, and slowly start to sift it in as I work on mixing it. Okay, it's almost fully combined, but before it is, I want to add in the 3 Musketeers real quick. Now that everything is combined and smelling delicious, the final step is to add 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. Now, my family, we have different nut preferences and allergies, so we go for chocolate chips instead. And it's finished. So, it's so good. We just gotta take it into the loaf tin. Now it goes right into the oven for 1 hour. Now remember, we already preheated it to 350. It smells so good. It smells and looks amazing too. It's the perfect color. Okay, now the hardest part is just letting it rest here for about 5 to 10 minutes and then we dig in. Ooh, it's perfect and it's warm. Okay, ooh, moment of truth. Look how pretty it is. We get just enough chocolate chips. Success! My piece is practically gone, and as soon as my family's home, they're gonna attack this, which is more than fine. So I hope that your family enjoys it just as much as mine, and I'll see you guys for the next one.